Good afternoon, participants. This is your host Satyajit Sen from Economic Times and welcoming you all in today's live webinar on how chatbots can fuel efficiency in business. Chatbots are actually making a big splash in customer service across industries. Research shows that by 2020, 94% of websites will have a chatbot available to help. But artificial intelligence can do so much more for your business than in the field of consumer inquiries that you can go across and learn very well how AI and how chatbots can actually be your friend in your customer efficiency journey. In today's webinar, we will learn about how technology can help deliver customer delight, how AI can empower customer support agents, how AI can help manage customer service content more efficiently, how technology can drive business efficiency, how AI can help agents deliver better customer experience, how AI and agents together can impact customer loyalty. And to explain all this better, we have with us Mr. Rajiv Garg, Senior Solutions Consultant for the CES Business Unit, LogMeIn. Rajiv has over 9 years of experience with almost 5 years in digital customer experience across working on chatbots, AI, and machine learning. Rajiv is a seasoned consultant and has been successful in managing and delivering predictive analytic based products and solutions for more than Fortune 500 companies. So, welcoming Mr. Garg here. We will open the Q&A round after Rajiv is done with his session. However, we'll ask the participants to key in their questions whenever they feel like. So I'm handing it over to the speaker, Mr. Rajiv Garg now. Over to you, Mr.
Thank you so much for the introduction. Good evening, good afternoon, everyone. It's great to be here with you today. We have a really exciting topic to talk about, and I hope to bring a new perspective to the subject of artificial intelligence for customer service. So I'll start with some data. The adoption of artificial intelligence for customer support is really taking off. Research shows that by 2022, 93% of the organizations will have adopted a cognitive or AI system. So we know one thing for sure, that AI is here to stay. And artificial intelligence technologies like natural language processing and machine learning have become more sophisticated in the last few years. So businesses are now really able to leverage the power of AI in several different ways. But when we talk about AI for customer service, everyone thinks of chatbot and virtual assistants. Perhaps because this is how most of us have experienced AI when we seek customer support. But AI has several other important roles in customer service. And today, we are going to talk about that. And for those who are interested, the term AI was first coined way back in 1956 by Paul McCarthy, a long 62 years back. But it's only over the last few years, thanks to the growth in easily accessible computing power and tons of data getting created, that AI has started to picking steam. Let's take a look at another data point here. So as per Gartner, customers will manage 85% of their relationship with the enterprise without interacting with a human. So 2 points to note here. 2022 is just 4 years away, and 85% of the relationship is a very large part. Currently, it is between 15 to 20%. Some of us would feel these numbers to be exaggerated. Let's look at India. We are expected to become the youngest country by 2022, with an average age of 29, which means it's millennials who will not just control the consumer dollars, but will also become decision makers at major corporations. Thus, controlling purse strings that affect the success and failure of those of you with B2B companies as well. So the question we need to ask ourselves, are we prepared for this huge shift? Are we getting our customers' engagement strategy aligned to expectations of this segment, who are known as the instant gratification generation, which means they expect any desired information or service to be available on any device at the moment of their need. The point I'm trying to make here is today's generation doesn't want to wait to get the answers. and they want immediate outcome and immediate results. So now let's take a look at agenda, the four ways that artificial intelligence improve the customer experience other than chatbots. First, we are going to talk about self-service and give you an idea of what self-service can look like with AI, even if you don't want to use chatbot on your site. Then we'll talk about a couple of ways that AI can help make your agents more efficient. And finally, we'll discuss how AI can reform the knowledge management paradigm process so that you can be sure to provide the most relevant information to both customers and to agents at the quickest possible time. Okay, so let's dive in and talk about self-service. So what do we mean by self-service? It just means that customers are finding answers to questions they have without requiring the help of human support agent. Research shows that customers prefer self-serve more than calling a contact center with their questions. It's quicker, it can be done at any time of the day or night, and it doesn't require interacting with another person. In fact, 81% of customers will try to self-serve before calling a contact center. So if you want to provide your customers with a positive experience on your site, you need to make self-service easy for them. Chatbots are one example of how AI can be used for self-service, but there's another popular interface for AI that you can use. Let's take a look at this. We will first start with an FAQ page with intelligent search bar, which makes it easy for customers to find the answers they need without digging through your entire support page. Intelligent search bars leverage natural language processing and speech recognition technologies to give customers a better self-serve experience. When customers type a question into a search bar, natural language processing kicks in to correctly determine the intent of the customer's question. It goes beyond basic keyword matching and uses complex algorithms to more accurately determine what the customer is looking for. So if someone types in, let's say, I can't log in, or for that matter, something like I forgot my credentials, an intelligent search bar will understand that password reset is required and serve up instructions for how to do so or initiate process automation to enable password reset. On the flip side, a less intelligent search bar without natural language processing may not understand the real intent behind the question because it didn't include certain keywords like password and reset. And just to give you an example, if you go to any search bar and you type in your question, you will get some hundreds of articles and you have to dig in each and every article to get your answer. And that is not a good experience. Because the search bar is using a simple keyword matching and that may not give you any search results. Natural language processing yields more accurate search results, which makes the experience easier for the customer and gets them to their answer faster. In addition to natural language processing, intelligent search bars are also use speech recognition technology to make the process even more painless for the customer. Dictating your question is faster than typing and leave your hands free to do multitasking. Intelligent FAQs are a great way to use artificial intelligence for self-serve and give customers a better experience, and a lot of organizations are including into their customer engagement strategy. If you have any doubts about the benefit of using AI for self-serve, just take a look at the results that best-in-class self-serve programs are seeing. Compared to all others, companies with best-in-class self-service programs yield 14 times greater annual improvement in customer satisfaction score. They see 6 times greater annual improvement in customer lifetime value. They also retain 76% more of their clientele, and they grow revenue twice as fast as all others. So intelligent FAQs are great ways to reap the benefits of AI in the customer-facing application. But there's a lot more that AI can do for your business. Now I want to turn to back-end operations and look at how AI can help your agents more efficiently by acting as an advisor in the agent dashboard. Most support agents lack the tools they need to serve customers quickly and in a personalized way. 70% of agents are navigating between multiple screens, interfaces, and system of records. In fact, our internal study says agent is navigating between 15 to 18 different applications, and it's a lot of productive time that is getting wasted. 50% of the agents are 50% are asking each caller for basic contact information, and 40% have to manually key in their basic information like customer contact information. Agents are eager to use technology to make their job easier. 85% of support agents would like to see their organization add AI technology, but only 35% of the organizations are doing so. Let's take an example of how AI can help for agent optimization. What you see here is a mock-up of a customer engagement with a chatbot that is transferred to a human agent. When the agent picks up the chat session from the chatbot, the entire conversation appears in the agent dashboard so the agent can pick up right where the bot left. It's a contextual handoff, and that talks about the harmony between a bot and the agent, which also happens to provide by Bolt 360 AI, which is our chatbot product. And even if the customer didn't start with chatbot self-service, AI is still there on the back end helping the agent as he or she chats with the customer. Immediately, artificial intelligence will start reading the conversation between the bot, between the agent and the customer. The AI sees that customer spent some time on a particular page. Let's suppose in this case it's a shoe page. So it shares this page with the agent. With one click, the agent can ask the customer if this is the kind of shoe which he wants. The customer is excited because the agent knew what he wanted before even he asked. This is an example of personalized experience your customers can have with AI. Customers know that you have their data, so they expect that you will be able to deliver this kind of tailored experience when they're logged onto your website. The AI is also checking the inventory and showing the agent which sizes are available and calculating the shipping cost to the customer's known address. The agent doesn't have to toggle between applications or spend time searching for answers while the customer is waiting. In one window, the agent sees the full context of this customer's engagement with their company, and AI is right there acting as an assistant, doing the mundane work of searching through CRMs, ticketing platforms, and other databases to find information. AI serves up relevant content for the agent so they can resolve the customer needs faster. And this makes agent much more efficient and effective. If you have already experienced to get an answer from an agent, you might have to wait for 4 to 5 minutes. But with the help of AI, you can get the response in few seconds. And that also reduces your average response time and average handle time. And talking about the numbers, let's take a look at it. When businesses spend time focusing on agent optimization, they get better contact center metrics, which leads to greater customer satisfaction. Research shows that contact center with an agent desktop optimization program have better handle times, fewer customer complaints, and the supervisors spend less time assisting agents. This leads to better customer effort scores and customer satisfaction scores. As they say, happier agents lead to happy customers. So acting as an assistant to the agent is one way that AI can help make agents more efficient. But before the query even gets to an agent, AI can intelligently route incoming requests to the most appropriate resource for resolution. Using natural language processing to determine the intent of the customer's question, the system leverages both knowledge management and smart routing to live agents to find the best resource for the customer. The goal is to deliver the best outcome, whether that is an online article, a step-by-step tutorial, or chatting with a live agent. For example, you must have experienced in your day-to-day life that if you reach out to an agent, you get transferred multiple times before you reach the right agent or right contact center support, and you can get your queries resolved. So if an answer cannot be found in the knowledge base or support articles, the system will utilize smart routing to pair customers with the right person. If the query is general or broad, AI can route it to the best customer support agent, one who is available and has the right skills to handle the inquiry. If AI determines that the question is complex and requires a technical subject matter expert, it can route the query directly to that expert. Intelligently routing the query saves the customer time and frustration. They don't have to be bounced around to numerous different agents or sit through long hold times. I want to share with you results that one customer of ours saw when they implemented agent-facing AI, which is Bolt 360. This company was managing about 25,000 daily customer service emails, and they were able to improve their routing accuracy by over 30%. And they no longer had to manually route to subject matter experts. They responded to customer inquiries much more quickly and gained important data insights about the customer needs. The routing accuracy went up by 50%, and FCR, which is first call resolution, went up to immediate from 2 days previously. And they also got the benefit of omni-channel, talking about data insights. Let's take a look at knowledge management. Visual representation of all the questions or intents coming in from various touch points, like you have various touch points, for example, your website, your mobile application, which can have an SDK, or Facebook Messenger, or email or text messages. And we have started to see a lot of traction for WhatsApp as a channel for customers reaching out to the organization. So artificial intelligence can capture feedback from customers and from support agents about the helpfulness of content that was provided to them, and then make recommendations to business managers about what content may be missing. Most companies take an inside-out approach to building their content or knowledge base. They guess which questions their customers will ask and write articles and create content to help customers resolve those issues. But with AI-powered content management dashboard, you can take the reverse approach. See what questions your customers are asking and then build content they actually need. With just few clicks, the new articles are immediately available in the knowledge base. It's really that simple. And then once the new answer is giving positive response by either a customer or an agent, the machine learns to associate the answer with that intent, and the AI starts to learn and improve. Both agents and customers use the same centralized system, ensuring consistency and compliance with company policies, no matter the channel of engagement. An AI-powered dashboard also provides business leaders with actionable insights about customer behavior, such as how many engagements are being handled by AI alone and how many are being handled by agents. These insights can inform decisions about routing optimization and staffing, so customers are never left waiting. So what you see on the screen is a dashboard for the content manager, and what you see on the top are the key metrics, which tell you how many engagements are happening, how many interactions have happened, what is my self-serve score, how can I improve my self-serve score, and what is the channeling score. And you see tiles in blue and in red. So the blue tiles actually represents a good self-serve experience, which actually means that a customer asked a question to the chatbot or a search bar, and he got a right response, and he gave a positive feedback. Whereas a red tile suggests content manager that it's a optimization opportunity for you and what you need to fix. And this all is available in real time with Bolt 360. So the size of the tile actually represents the number of times a particular intent has been asked. And you can also see for the tile which says what is the status of my order has a number 10. So this number 10 represents the different ways in which a particular intent has been asked. So for example, what is the status of my order can be asked, where is my order? When will I receive my order? Is my order shipped? So these are the different ways in which a particular intent can be asked. but with the help of NLP and NLU, which is natural language understanding and natural language processing, AI can consolidate all these different ways and give the correct answer each time and every time. So that's the power of NLP and NLU. And all these insights are available to the content manager in real time. What is also interesting to note here, that this data is available from all the different touch points. So you don't have to have a different dashboard for your website, a different dashboard for your mobile app, a different dashboard for a Facebook Messenger. With Bolt 360 or such kind of a AI chatbot, it will consolidate the data across the touch points and give you a consolidated view of what your customers are asking and from which channel they're asking. Let's take a look at the mistakes to avoid as a business. I'll just quickly pop up all the options. Yeah. So as a business, what are the mistakes you should avoid? Number one, don't make it difficult for customers to self-serve. Make a chatbot or intelligent FAQs readily available for customers who don't want to talk to a live agent. What I'm trying to say here is, don't hide your chatbot or your search bar onto only help and support page, or customers have to navigate like 10 pages before they reach the self-serve option. Make them available right as soon as they come on your website. On the other hand, don't force your customers to self-serve even if they don't want to. Agents and AI work better together. So always offer an easy escalation path and give customers the option to call a human when they have a complex issue. What I'm trying to say here is, your AI can manage all the mundane and low-value tasks. But for a high-value task, for example, making a sale or insurance policy claim and all those things, you need a human intervention to resolve those queries. And when your customer is in distress, you don't want your customer to go through this process, but they need a live agent as soon as possible. So make it easier for them to connect to a live agent. Number three, don't frustrate your customers by pretending the chatbot is a real human. Be upfront about the fact that they're talking to a bot, and they'll be more understanding of its limitations. If they assume that they're talking to a live agent and the bot doesn't understand the intent and give the right answer, it will lead to their frustration and a poor customer experience. Number four, movement from AI chatbot to human has to be seamless across the same interface, and the handoff should be contextual, not the IVR experience most of us would have gone through. What I'm trying to say here is there should be a harmony between bot and the agent. And when the chat escalates from bot to the agent, it should be seamless. It should not happen that there's a new window opening or there's a pop-up happening and agent doesn't have the context of what was the discussion between the bot and the user. So when we say contextual handoff, the agent should have the clear view of what was the discussion between the bot and the user, what is the intent, why the chat is escalated to me, and what is the background of the customer. So the agent can also see all the chat history of the user. So they know that are they coming back for the same query or it's a different query this time, where the customer is coming from, what is which city and all those things. Plus, the bot will continue to help the agent with the suggested responses as we discussed earlier. Finally, avoid solutions that require heavy lifting to implement and are slow to deliver. Pick a white box solution that makes it easy for you to update content in real time and manage the output without the help of a data scientist. And this could be done by the business team itself and would enable their involvement and hence higher probability of adoption and success. So when I say pick a white box solution, what I mean by white box is your dashboard or your platform should give you clear visibility in real time, right from the moment a user asks a question, how that intent has been identified, what was the response provided, what was the next step taken by the user, Did he escalate to a live agent, or did he close the chat, or did he complete the transaction, whatever. And all this data should be available in real time to the content manager. And as a content manager, when you have this real time insights, you will be able to create your knowledge base, which is much more effective and friendly to the customers. Usually, in the black box solution, you will create the knowledge base based on what you as a business think, what customer is going to ask me. But with white box AI, you can actually see what people are asking and what is my primary focus to resolve. Right? So these are the key mistakes to avoid. And with that, I will open the floor for questions. So if you have any questions, please feel free to send it to the organizer and they will send the questions.
Thank you, Mr. Garg. I think it was an insightful presentation. We have been getting a lot of questions, and I'm going forward to take the first one. It comes in from Mayank, who is asking, this is possibly an elementary question, but why is there sudden increase in AI adoption in recent times?
Yeah, that's a good question, and a lot of people are thinking about that. So as I mentioned previously, the two key factors for the sudden increase in AI adoption, and I mentioned that this term was coined in 1956. So the sudden increase in AI adoption and growth, I believe, would be due to exponential data getting generated. Like users of the internet are generating 2.5 quintillion bytes of data each day on an average. And according to recent research, and the second reason is availability of huge amounts and affordable computing power. Just to give you an example, the computer that navigated the Apollo mission to the moon, the first landing on moon, was just about twice as powerful as Nintendo console. And if you put it in the perspective, the modern smartphones dwarf computers from earlier decades. So we have huge amount of data and we have huge amount of computational power. So we can use that data much more effectively. And these are the two reasons which I think are leading to sudden increase of AI adoption. I hope that answers your question.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Garg. Moving on to the next question, and we have Mr. Gautam asking us, how can we improve chances of AI adoption / buying by business stakeholders internally?
All right. So I was reading some data points which said that 62% of the organizations rank cost of implementation and ROI much higher than customer preference in designing AI-enabled interaction. This is the reality. So the ideal focus would be to embark on AI journey with white box AI, which I just talked about earlier, which is quick to deploy. So the businesses can start seeing ROI and easy to manage, so that business teams can be involved in running of the bot without much of technology involvement. And the AI solution should be able to give you real-time actionable insights, which the business teams can work on to improve CSAT. These are from business and internal point of view. Now from customer point, he would like an option of self-service, which he wants to, and seamlessly and contextual escalation to human and agent when required, which gives him the comfort of being in control. LogMeIn has a product which is Bolt 360 AI, which is a white box AI, and that can be deployed in 2 to 3 weeks as compared to any other AI product which would take at least 6 to 8 months, if not more. Right? So this is very simple to manage without any coding or technology skills, and has excellent real-time dashboard which has helped organizations to improve their CSAT, FCR, and NPS. And it's one of the most tightly integrated solution between AI and humans. And if you want some more information, you can go to www.bolt360.com for more information. It's bolt360.com.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Garg. Moving on to the next question, we have Mr. Vineet asking us, what about multi-language capabilities when it comes to chatbots?
Again, a very good question and very relevant to market like India and Europe. So the point here is that bot should be able to converse in multiple languages, and that's when you get a true conversational experience. Other than conversational language capability, there could also be a native language capability, which is if you chat if you chat with a bot in a specific language and there is content or KB available in that language, then bot should search for it and respond in the same language. And finally, the real-time language translation, which could also be a good option in live chat, wherein both parties chat in their language preference and gets real-time translated, both customers and agents. So what I'm trying to say here is, suppose in a country like France, or let's say in a country like Germany, you have your agent in speaking French or speaking German, and as a customer, I go there and I ask a question in English. So your chat platform or your bot platform should have the capability to translate that queries in real time. So what I'm trying to say here is, if I ask a question in English, it should translate that to German in real time for the agent. And when agent gets the question in German, he can respond in German, and in real time it will translate and show that to the customer in English. So that's the power of a chat bot, and that's a true conversational experience for the customers. So they don't have to bound by a specific language in which the knowledge base is created or the language which agent speaks. It should be able to translate your language, and it should give you a contextual experience. Does that answer the question?
Yes, yes, it does, Mr. Garg. Thank you so much for this. Moving on, we have a lot of questions coming in. So we have Mr. Sudhanshu Pandey asking us, how will AI handle queries in heavy and regulated industries?
So if I understand correctly, when you say heavy and regulated industries, I think the easiest example would be BFSI industry or the banking industry in India. It is heavily regulated by by Reserve Bank of India, and there are a lot of policies that you have to meet. So just to give you an example, that ICICI Bank is a Bolt 360 customer, and as a chatbot, you should meet the law of the land. For example, your data should not go out of the country. All the data that is transmitted should be secured. It should be encrypted. It should be so. For example, Bolt 360 transmits all its data over ASL 256 network, which is double as secure as any banking network which uses ASL 128, right? So it has to meet the law of the land. So if it is SaaS-based solution like Bolt 360, the server or the data should reside in India, right? And you should not store any kind of PII information, for example, my credit card number or my date of birth and my account balance. So all this information should not be stored in the vendor's database. And as a part of Bolt 360 AI, let alone masking the data, we don't even store that data, right? So AI can work in such industries, but it has to meet the law of the lands, and you have to meet all the compliance and the regulations of the country.
Thank you, Mr. Garg. Moving on to the next question, we have Mr. Rama Sastry asking us, who is giving a live example. Actually, he's basically working on a product which involves AI and voice recognition. So he's going on to ask us whether there are the typical challenges that he would face, and if you could help him in briefing about these challenges.
So if you can, thanks for the question, but I would want some specific use cases or specific challenges that you are facing, right? So when we talk about challenges, one challenge could be identifying the intent. A lot of the chatbot products in the market actually are doing keyword search, but they say that we do intent recognition, right? So for example, I want to download your mobile app is a different intent compared to my app is not working. But in many use cases, you will see just by the word app, it will give the same result. So your NLP and NLU engine has to be strong, and it has to be robust to identify the intent, what the user is asking, and give the right result, right? If you have any specific challenges that you're facing, you can ping me. But the most challenging question or the key challenges that you'll face is intent recognition, the natural language processing, and even if user makes a spelling mistake or they use messaging, parallels of sending the message to the uh, bot, right? So bot should be smart enough to understand, like, okay, when I say I need your website is slow or something, right? So your can be written as you are, right? A lot of people have started using that in their messaging apps. So the bot should be smart enough to understand all those different synonyms and different ways of typing the question.
Great, thank you, Mr. Garg. I think we can actually help Rama to connect with you offline and maybe
Yeah.
discuss with this on on a detailed manner.
Yeah.
Till then, we will move on to the next question, and we have Mr. Sudhanshu asking us again: will the AI vendor be legally responsible if there are any wrong replies or a mistake, given by the AI bot to a customer?
See, it's a legal. It, the AI vendor will never be legally responsible if the bot gives a wrong answer. See, AI bot cannot be 100% correct every time. It needs human intervention to optimize the results of the bot, right? So, for example, when I say white box AI, when you implement the chat bot on a website, you might see lot of questions which doesn't have an answer or which gives a wrong answer. But with the help of NLP and NLU, and with the help of the content manager, when he starts updating the knowledge base and we starts putting in more content in the knowledge base, the bot will use that NLP and NLU to understand the customer intent and giving the right answer. So at the start, your self-serve score might be 50% or 60%, but over a period of time, when I say over a period of time, I mean a couple of months. But in couple of months, you can take your self-serve score to 80% or 90%. But it cannot be legally responsible for giving a wrong answer, right? Even if you talk to a live agent to your telecom operator or any other service that you're using, right? Agents might give wrong answer many times, but you don't hold them responsible, right? That same goes with bot as well.
Thanks, Mr. Garg. Thanks for clarifying on that matter. Moving on to the next question, we have Mr. Soman Bose asking us how difficult or easy it is to make the transfer between AI and staff seamless.
So it depends on the kind of product that you are using. But with Bolt 360, the Bolt 360 AI, which is a chatbot, and the Bolt 360 agent is the most tightly knitted solution in the market, and it provides great harmony between bot and agent. So the transition is absolutely seamless, irrespective of the touch point that you're using, whether you are using the website or whether you are using the mobile app or Facebook Messenger. The transition is absolutely seamless. You don't see any kind of pop-up happening or chat window reload happening. And once the chat is transferred to the live agent, he will have the full context of the conversation between bot and the user. So he can see the conversation history. He can also see the customer information like his location, IP, and things like that, as well as he can also see the customer history in terms of what were the previous chats and which pages he navigated, where he spent most time, and that kind of information. So that makes agent really effective and really efficient, right? So it all depends on the kind of product that you have subscribed to and the kind of capabilities it offers, right?
Thank you, Mr.
Hope that
Garg.
answers the question. Yeah.
Yes, it does. Moving on, we have Mr. Krishna Prasad asking us, and he is requesting you to give an example of NLP and NLU.
Okay, so I'll give you a very simple example, right? So NLP is natural language processing and NLU is natural language understanding. So my password is not working, or I forgot my password. Is a simple natural language processing. We're using the English sentence and giving the right answer. That is processing the natural language, the human language in which the question has been asked. But I'll give you a more complex example. For example, if you walk into a insurance branch and you say, okay, me and my wife are traveling to London with 2 kids tomorrow and would be returning after 8 days, and I need travel insurance. That's how usually talk to a live human being. And as a human being, you understand that, okay, me, my wife, and two kids are four people traveling to London. So in this case, London is a city. But in many other cases, London can be capital, London can be office location, right? But in this case, London is a city, right? And I'm traveling tomorrow. So tomorrow is December 21st, and I'm returning after 10 days. That is like I'm coming back on 1st January 2019, right? So as a human being, you can understand that. But the bot, a good bot, will have the capability to understand the natural language of a human being. So with Bolt 360, if I go and ask a question, okay, me, my wife, two kids are traveling to London tomorrow and returning after 10 days, and I want travel insurance. So it will not only understand the intent of the customer, which is the natural language processing, it will also understand the natural language. So I don't have to give the key number that four people are traveling. The bot will automatically calculate that four people are traveling tomorrow on December 21st and returning after 10 days, that is January 1st, and will give you the insurance code. So that is the example of natural language processing and natural language understanding. If you want more details, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn or my email, and we can take it further from there, right? You can search me on LinkedIn by my name, Rajiv Garg, and my email ID is rajiv.garg@logmein.com.
Cool. Thank you, Mr. Garg. I think it would be a good idea to connect offline, and you can give him a better download of the things that we have discussed today. Moving on, we are running out of time, but we will still take two more questions. So the next question is, how can we have personalized and customized offers to existing customers who are visiting our website or chatbot by understanding their intent or need?
That's a great question, and that is actual use of a chatbot in a sales use case, right? So with a product like Bolt 360, you can integrate with any backend system. We call it providers. So it can be your CRM system, it can be your ticketing system, right? We can integrate with that through APIs. And when I go to the website and I log into any website, right? I can fetch the customer data and customer history and give the contextual experience. And we also have something called as proactive AI, right? So, for example, if I go to e-commerce website and I'm looking for a mobile phone, and let's suppose I'm spending 30 seconds or 2 minutes on iPhone page, and then I navigate to Samsung mobile page, right? So as a proactive AI, you can read all the customer action and his journey and pop up a right question, pop up a invite to the user saying that, do you need help selecting the right phone? And that is the contextual and personal experience, because as a smart chatbot, you understand what visitor is looking for, where he's spending most time, what are the pages he's navigating. And in some cases, let's say if I put two products for comparison, let's say suppose I put iPhone 10s and iPhone 10R in comparison, the pop-up or the invite would say, okay, are you looking for the right iPhone, instead of just saying, are you looking for the mobile phone, right? So that is the contextual and personal experience that you can offer. But all this can happen through integration with your backend systems, which we can do through open APIs.
Great. Thanks for your answer, Mr. Garg. We are moving on to the last question of the day. And this comes from Mr. Shashi Shankar, who is asking us, are there any out-of-the-box offerings which can be deployed and work irrespective of contact center platform?
Right. So I'll give you the example of Bolt 360 in this case. So Bolt 360 was built on the idea that everything should be effortless, right? It should be effortless for the user, where he can converse with the bot in their own natural language and get a contextual and personal experience. At the same time, it should be effortless for the business as well to manage the bot. What I mean by that is, as a business user, when I'm managing the bot, I don't need any data scientist or any development team to create my knowledge base or to configure my chat window and many different aspects of this. Also, everything should be available out of the box. So when I say there are different touch points, with Bolt 360, all these touch points are available out of the box. You just need to configure it and deploy it, right? Also, when talking about knowledge base, the bot should have the capability of importing your knowledge base either from your website, or if your knowledge base is available in a CSV file or a PDF file. So as a bot platform, it should import that knowledge base from these different sources, and you can get going within 2 to 3 weeks. So that's when I say the fastest time to value comes into picture, right? You onboard a chatbot solution and spend 8 to 10 months just to deploy a bot. That is not a good experience, and that will not provide you a high return on investment. So you should be get going in 2 to 3 weeks with, if everything is available out of the box and everything can be configured, right? So that's the robustness of a platform should be. With Bolt 360, we provide all these features out of the box.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Garg, for these insightful answers. I think with this we come to an end of today's webinar. We are really sorry we have a lot of questions still unanswered, but due to the want of time, I think all our participants can look forward to connect with Mr. Garg offline and maybe take their questions forward. I would like to extend my thanks to Mr. Garg for giving us his time today and making our participants understand about the importance of how chatbots can actually make your business more efficient. Looking forward to host you all again. The webinar will be put live on etcio.com very soon. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, everyone. I hope you got some insights from this session. Thank you so much.